The lights are off and away they go.
Extremely loose. He's managed to hold on. I think he missed the complete that. He's crazy stuff.
Side Freitas is on the grass on the infield for 4. He slides through. He tags Richard Eck.
We come to you from Germany's Eiffel Mountains and the famous Nürburgring, where today on the short Mullenbachschleife configuration, a very special event will take place. It's time for the Absolute Beginner League Season 11 Race of Champions. And all the action from the first 8 mini heats to the last chance qualifier, the semifinal, and finally the championship main event can be seen live as it happens here on the Global Sim Racing channel. One last season 11, hello and welcome to this unique GSRC broadcast. I'm your host, Bill Soups On. Joining me in the booth to help me sort through all the craziness is my booth partner, Adam Young. Keeping us on schedule is our director, Amjad Yaman, and Dougie Beard is the camera artist. Adam, we both look forward to calling this event. It's a celebration of the season complete. No points, just fun and bragging rights. Now, for this event, series organizers, they always like to create a bizarre pairing of track and vehicle. Today, I'm gonna venture a guess for the first time anywhere on iRacing that these cars are matched up at this configuration on this track. It's the NASCAR trucks at the Nürburgring, a very short Mullenbachschleife configuration. What's going on? You've been out there a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit to know that this is going to be pure chaos and just absolute fun for these guys. These are, of course, the old Silverado pickups. The old Silverado pickups here for NASCAR. So we'll definitely be beating and banging out there here for today. Here's the track map, and it's 0.93 miles around 1.5 kilometers. It is short. It is tight. There's a insane right-hander that goes uphill here that you'll see in a little bit. That's just absolutely nuts. And I gotta say, this event with how the Absolute Beginners League does this, a lot of series also are starting to catch on to this event and starting to model their Race of Champions style events after these kind of events, because these are just a blast.
And there you see Vincent Bream having a little spin. Maybe we can ride on board if we're lucky enough. Well, if we're lucky enough to find a car that can get around. We're not going to do it with Yal Vivaldi there. Let's go. Let's see if we can go on board with Hoffland Days and then get an idea as one car spins out of the way. Adam, you were out there. Take a look at this one. What he's trying to do here.
Yeah, so you go up a little bit of a left-hander. This is probably the fastest left-hander on the course. And then immediately you're right really hard on the brakes. And then take it up. I guess we're just going to go into pit road.
And even
that's cool.
Even pit road is interesting here. It's kind of off to the
so
side.
He's going out this right-hander, Bastian Hausman, and he's as soon as you go up the right, you're immediately off the left, and it's really hard to see the track here at this point. Like, you're just pretty much guessing where you need to be, and it's really easy to catch that curb and get loose. And that's also right about where the start-finish line is. Well, no, the start-finish line's coming up here. You can see the scoring tower up there. You're taking a slight bend off to the left. There's a start-finish line with the cones. You're back on the brakes. In fact, normally, and maybe if any of the drivers are watching, they'll know this, what I've been noticing is that you're on the brakes actually before the start-finish line. So, if you're coming down to the line for the end of this thing...
Because they're not making the first corner, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. We're going off into the gravel.
Oh, that's going to be fun. All right, this is a fun event for the drivers, and honestly, Adam and I are kind of having a good time with it here. We're taking it a little more loose than we usually do. I'm going to have Adam, I'm going to give him the honors of trying to get through the event details here. It's a bit convoluted, and between the two of us, I think we can tell you what's in store. So, Adam, you want to take a shot at it here?
I'll try.
Okay.
We'll see how successful I am. All right, so first things first. At times you might see a couple of weird things. They do run this in a practice session because of this unique format. So just be aware of that. All right, so we're running the old Chevy Silverado here, the old trucks before they introduced the new Silverado and the new Tundra a few years back. What we're going to do is we have 16 drivers. We do have 16 here for this race here for this evening. 2 heats per driver. Now, there's going to be 3 laps in each of those. In the final, the 3 laps in each stage, and the final is going to be 4 laps. Now, the scoring is going to be first through 4th, and of course, first place gets 4 points, second place gets 3 points, and so on. Now, once you get through the first 8 heats, and everybody will have raced twice at that point, the 4th place in points out of each group is going to be eliminated.
They're gone.
Now, go ahead.
Okay, I got it. 4th place is gone. All right. You're doing great.
So, all right, now the last chance here is there's going to be a last chance qualifier. Now, and from there, that'll be all the 3rd place cars. And then the top 2 out of that last chance qualifier are going to be advancing to the semifinal. And the semifinal is all the 2nd place cars, which including the 2 from the last chance qualifier. Guess what? Top 2 advance. Then the final is all the 1st place cars plus 2 from the semifinal. So if you want to avoid the LCQ, avoid the semifinal, you want to place first and immediately get into that final here tonight.
So if you wanted to be really busy, if you finish 3rd in like the heat round, that puts you in the last chance qualifier. If you finish 1 or 2 there, you get to advance. That puts you in the semifinals. You finish 1 or 2 there, that gets you in the finals, and then you can win for the champion. So this is gonna be fun. Well, I think we got it covered here. As many fast repairs as you want. They do have a steward out there that if the track gets blocked or if there's a big incident, they'll throw the yellow flag and they'll line them up again. And remember, just for fun. 16 drivers were invited. That's up from 4 usually. Let's go ahead and review. This gives us an opportunity. Why don't we take a look at the final standings from Formula Eagle, and we also have one from the Tony Hayes Cup. Let's bring up Formula Eagle first if we can. There you go, and you see Errol Num at the top, Tuan Tran, Burns, Kabanga, and then Pierce Cockey in the 5th position there. How about we take a look at the MX5 series? That's the Tony Hayes Cup. We'll bring that up, and you're going to see a couple of these names doubled up there. There's Num again. Look at that. He went back-to-back Burns. How about Ludwig Sauer in there in 3rd place, Vincent Brame, and then one of the series organizers, Liam Quinn. So if you finish in the top 5, you get to come in. Actually, I think the top 6, then I think it's the top 6 automatically come, then they have a few wild cards here. So if you've been following Formula Eagle, it's going to be a lot of familiar names here, Adam.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is just going to be for fun. Even the drivers, they're pretty loose. They're having fun out there, joking around with each other. And we now have done, this will be our 3rd one of these, doing these here together, Soup. And of course, last time it was the Legends cars at the Daytona short course, which was an absolute blast. We had a few quote-unquote yellow flags for that one. And then before that was the street stocks at the Okayama short course, and that was a blast too. You're going to see beating and banging. You're going to see these guys really give each other a hard time, but remember here tonight, it's all in fun. And we're riding right now along with Euro Num, who took a nice little journey there through the gravel pit. And that's something. Euro Num is going to start here on the pole in this first heat coming up in a minute. And traditionally, he doesn't do too well in these. It is usually bad luck that comes his way. So Euro Num's always going to be one of those guys to watch out for.
Nothing exemplifies how much fun these guys are having us more than looking at the special paint schemes that they put on there. We've got some fun ones. We'll try to take a look at those as the event progresses its way through. They are in practice right now. There is no qualifying as this is all set up ahead of time. And it looks like here, if I'm looking at the practice time, I guess we have about another, what do we have, 3 minutes here to go? I'm director. Can you, if we're trying to figure out where we are. All right, Adam, let's take a second. And you talked about Errol Nunn having trouble. Who do you like here today? Let's look at the drivers that are down there. Who do you like?
Well, Euro Num is fast. We know that. He's leading the points. David Burns usually has some pretty good luck in these events. And then Pierce Cockey. So right there, you're 1, 2, 3. That's also on the practice boards. These guys are getting lined up here, I think, to possibly get ready to start the first heat here in just a minute. So. Those are usually some guys. Tuan Tran is another one of those guys that's always fast in the series itself, but always has bad luck in these little champions events here. I think it's gonna be one of those ones where we might not know who's gonna come out on top until the very last race, the very last corner, and especially considering what we were mentioning with how tight this is. I mean, you're going to be mostly running first and second gear on this track, so it's going to be who is best on the throttle sliding around.
Now, it is a fixed setup because they wanted the guys to have fun. They didn't want them to take a lot of time working on a setup here, so they gave everybody the same setup. Everybody's driving the same car. When it comes to picking a winner, I like Pierce Shortfill Cocky. I figure that his nickname Shortfill's not gonna hurt him here today, as there's no pit stop, so maybe he can get away with the speed. What is different from the last rounds that we've covered, where it used to be a round robin where the drivers would have 3 rounds up front and each one would race against each other. It's kind of more like our director put it, like the World Cup here, where they're actually in groups. It's the Group A, and we'll tell you who that is. Actually, it's going to be Errol Nunn, Vincent Bream, Liam Quinn, and Eric Lukel. And then those guys, they'll actually race again against each other for the second event. They'll invert the grid. So if you finish last, you get a chance. So a little different from going round robin. You race against the same guys. That's kind of fun. So ties each round into each other there. Weather today, let's take a look at that. Looks like we've got partly cloudy skies. I'm going to have to give you this in well, Adam, you're the weatherman. That's your day gig. Why don't you go ahead and do it? What am I doing here?
I don't know what you're doing. Half the time I don't know what I'm doing. At least that's what some people tell me.
Full disclosure, Adam is a weatherman out here in the southwest United States, and you have been busy, in all seriousness, busy with some pretty horrific hurricane coming our way, huh?
Yeah, up Florida. I mean, even though it's, we're way detached from it. I mean, of course, we just getting done with Harvey a few weeks ago, and thoughts, of course, go out to the Houston area, and now, of course, thoughts going out to the Florida area now today with Irma as well. So can't forget those folks out there. And but here today, weather 86 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Track temperature is going to be pretty warm, which is going to add to that sliding around at 115 degrees for a track temperature right now.
That's not what these guys needed, is an extra warm track to get these cars more slippery than they are. Good news for the weather is it's all simulated, so there's no danger involved. No one's going to have a heat stroke out there. Although some of the people have to turn their air conditioners off, and it gets a little warm in there with the computer. I know some guys have to worry about that a little bit as we continue on our practice time here. I think we're just about ready to go. What's going on right now is they're pulling all the drivers into pit lane, and the series organizers going over all the race details, trying to explain how they work. And Adam, let's just talk about the logistics of this. This is rough to do, as everyone, it's like herding cats. These guys have to pay attention.
That's right. You see that yellow truck out there? That's Ludwig Sauer, and I think Ludwig is what he does sometimes is he's actually going to be the pace car, quote unquote, here. Oh, so he's not actually going to be racing here today, and so he'll be able to actually just kind of help guide these guys around. They'll get a pace lap here. It's not going to be a standing start or anything like that. So, he actually painted the car this time to actually look appropriate for a safety vehicle. That's a first for Mr. Edgar Sancinelli.
Yeah, he's had some interesting pit lane experience. He's rolled the pace car a few times in previous events, so we wish Edgar the best of luck out there. As we're getting ready to go racing here, it's going to be 3 laps. We don't expect there to be a yellow flag, and they're still trying to get things set up. Some nonsense going on right now. We're not quite sure what's happening. Let's go ahead, Adam. I'm going to let
They're warming up the tires.
I'm going to let you take the honor of calling all the drivers here on the grid this time. So who's up for the first 4? Are you able to tell us that?
Yeah, we got Euro Nums is technically going to start on the pole here. Behind, alongside him will be Vincent Brem. Liam Quinn is going to be back there. We're going to be right behind Euronum here to start, and Eric Lukel out there as well. So you actually got a pretty potent here Group A to start things off with here today. So this ought to be exciting. I mean, you look at the standings and where people ended up. These guys are near the top of the field.
Now, once again, we're not going to be able to bring you the fancy overlays that we usually do, as this is run in a practice session, which is going to kind of confuse iRacing's timing and scoring a little bit. The good news for you viewers at home and for the commentators here up in the booth, it's only 3 laps and only 4 cars. So I think between Adam and I, we can probably figure out what's going on. The number 78 machine, Errol Num, on the inside. Now, I'm not sure. Are we going to go all the way around? We're going to learn with you here. I think we're going to go all the way around, and then they'll pull off, as we say, Sancinelli, taking them across the start-finish line, which is way what Adam was talking about. It's way down past the braking point for turn 1. There he goes across it right there.
So now we just wait for Edgar to pull off here and let these guys have at it.
Pit lane will exit of the down to the end of this straight here, I believe. Arrow Numb, champion in both the Tony Hayes and Formula Eagle. So obviously he would probably be your favorite, the number 44 car back there. That is, of course, Liam Quinn.
So Edgar's coming up here on the entrance of pit road here in just a second. He'll pull off, and well, actually, he'll guide him around here, going up this insane right-hander they've got, and then once they get up here pretty close, they'll end up getting the green flag in just a moment.
See how Liam's going to get off of there. I thought he would have pulled off that time around. He's going to take him around. There's no place for him to hide right now. Liam, we're going to go around one more time. Oh, he's going to pull. There he goes. Going to go right over there. All right, but only going to say this once. Gather up the chicken steak, cover behind the cows. The 4 horses are out of the barn right now, shooting up through the middle. How about the number... Oh, my goodness, look at that. It's the number 2 machine, but he gets turned. That was Eric Luca, but he's going to keep going.
Liam Quinn was the one that got turned back during that pink truck. A little bit of left fender damage.
They work around. We have Numb out in front. There we go. Lucal running in second. Green back in third, and it looks like Liam Quinn's going to be hard-pressed, at least to get up there. Remember, he'll have one more shot at it, as this is just the first round of this heat. But right now, it looks like things are pretty well set up, Adam. Looks they are nicely spaced, about 4 or 5 car lengths between them all.
They are, and we know that Euro Num's pretty much a master on that throttle, so he should be able to handle these sliding trucks pretty well. So maybe this is going to be the day that that his luck gets turned around in some of these Champions events here. But even then, there's definitely portions of this track where it's really easy to get themselves into trouble, including right here where it's really hard to see the track. When you come over that left and you got to take this right, it's very easy to lose control of the truck there because you can't see the track.
1 to go from here, and the Rolling Estonian comes across this hard finish lines. He won't actually see the white flag, but he knows that it's coming. Lucal in second. Ream in third. Those guys get to advance. At least they, well, there's one more race around, but at least they know they've done enough so far this round that they'll be going. The guy who's going to have to work hard next time, if you keep him score at home, or even if you're watching alone, mark down Liam Quinn. He's going to be our last place finisher here. He's going to need to pick up some points in the next round. They negotiate that tough right-hander down there. And our leader just has one more corner to go. Number 78 makes it around. Nothing between him and the checkered flag. Give the first round win. We get the day off to a good start. Arrow Numb, Eric Lucal, Vincent Bream, and rounding out the back of the field, Liam Quinn.
Well, there we go. And we'll go ahead and go back to that first corner action there, looking at Liam Quinn and his incident where he got, I guess, kind of half turned around. And that pink truck there, of course, like we were saying, you're going to see some pretty goofy paint schemes here for today. He's going to dive it in there, hard on the brakes. Guys, see that truck dip down and just ended up on the raw end of a 3-wide deal right there, getting pushed off the side of the track, a little bit of fender damage. And he's ultimately going to finish 4th, and he's, like Soup said just a minute ago, he's going to have to make up ground in this next one. Remember, the 4th place driver in this in these groups are going to be eliminated here today.
So now they start to get ready to bring out our next batch of drivers. They're going to line up behind Vincent Sanchinelli. Looks like David Burns has answered the call, but he's not in this event. Hang on, David. David Burns talking about stuff right now. Where do I go? What's going on? Vincent Sanchinelli out there saying, "Here, kitty, kitty, kitty," trying to get the guys to come his way. Now I think they found him.
Maybe.
All right, Adam, who we looking at here for the we're going to call this the B heat here of race number 1.
All right, so the B group, Tuan Tran going to start on the pole here for you. Ludwig Sauer, and then Andy Bonar in third, and Roger Pricken in fourth. Of course, Tuan Tran coming off that fantastic season battle there with him and Nero Num there at the end of the Formula Eagle series for this last season. So hoping to maybe carry a little bit of momentum going into this, and then next season when it starts.
Sauer, I believe your third place finisher in the Tony Hayes Cup in those Fenders MX-5, so he's out there racing in the number 17 machine today.
See, I like how you emphasized fenders there.
Yeah, that's
He's
right.
used to having fenders on his car instead of the open wheel machines.
Looking at him, are we looking at that? His paint scheme is a little different than I'm showing. Director, what is the 17 paint scheme? It's the, oh my goodness, it is the Titanic out there.
I'm going to guess you have the Cookie Monster on yours.
I do. Is that what you're seeing? Yeah.
Yeah. See, so he's just special enough that he's going to have 2 special paint schemes depending on what monitor you're looking at.
Oh, and who is that
geez.
on the hood?
Oh, geez. That's Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet.
Oh, I love the paint schemes here. And, of course, we have the purple and black attack up there for Mama Jean. If you're watching at home, Mama Jean, Tuan Tran in that familiar paint scheme.
With a little cap peeking up above the hood.
Okay, they're down into the first corner, and it is Tran ahead of Sawyer. Britkin in third, and Bonar right behind him. They get through the first corner cleaner this time, Adam.
Yeah, they do. And so they're still running nose to tail, though, with Tran, Sauer, Pricken, and Bonar. Bonar was thinking about making a move on Pricken, but just couldn't get the run.
That's the best battle. Now watch into this. This is the fun corner of this right-hander. You really have to get it tight. Then they get really loose. Hard to get the power down.
Missed a shift.
Yeah, he sure did.
That's going to be so easy to do. I found myself accidentally shifting into neutral there a couple of times, losing track of where I was in my gearbox, and I think that just happened to Tuan Tran.
Coming out of that last corner, that tight right-hander that sets up before the final corner. So now, let's go ahead and put the rookie. He was great in Formula Eagle, very impressive. Number 17 car, Christian Tabanka out in front. Tran now in second. Pritkin back there. Bonar not able to get around Pritkin. He was making a challenge on him earlier on, but he's fallen back a little bit. This is the exciting corner right here. A little tap.
The quarter panel Sauer.
That's where you want to buy a ticket. Tran not able to do it. He was trying to encourage Sauer to give him a little room, and actually Tran drops back now. Sauer comes around the final corner. He's going to be shown the white flag. Tran's going to stay in second. He'll have one more bite of the apple in that right-hander there. Here we go, white flag out. Sauer out in front. Tran in the purple and black machine. About 3 or 4 car lengths back. Not sure if he's close enough actually to get him. What I'm going to call the action right-hander. It's coming up right here. Tran tries to get in on him too far back.
He was thinking about it, though.
And actually, the car got a little bit loose, and now the 33 of Pritkin is loose. That's going to give Bonar a chance to make this pass. The front drivers look pretty secure. I'm going to call the winner right now. It's going to be Sauer and Tran as they come across the line. Let's drop back to third. Pritkin trying to hold off Bonar. I don't think that's going to happen. They're going to finish in the order that I called it. They were clean all the way, though. A little bit of bumping and banging, but
we still got one more lap to go.
Oh,
here,
one more. I
that's for
miscalled it.
position.
Sorry.
See, we mentioned that might happen to us a time or two today. That's okay, but that contact back there between Pricken and Bonar was definitely for position. Juan's going to get one more shot at not quite there, getting that shot on Ludwig.
He did all he could. And those guys have distanced themselves. Where is I'm looking for third place. Was there an incident?
No, they came into the pits.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, that's okay. All right. We did call it right. They that's rude of Sauer and Tran. We're just giving us a little bonus excitement there. Adam, here's our missed from earlier.
Yeah, it's really easy to do right there, and it's like all of a sudden it's like, oh, I'm trying to get on the gas, but but nothing's there. And it's like I hear my engine revving, but that's it.
So a pair of winners so far, Errol Num and Ludwig Sauer, as we move now into the C group of the first round. And we have there's a nice shot. There we get a shot as they try to gather up the drivers behind Edgar Sancinelli. On my timing and scoring, Edgar Sancinelli doing very well. Actually, no, he's a little farther down. He's only completed 2 laps. Sometimes the pace car is the winner here. Edgar Sancinelli gives the ready, and they start to roll. All right, Adam, who are we looking at?
All right, we've got, in this next one, we've got David, third-degree Burns. Mikkel Hoffeldazen up behind him, or alongside him, rather. Bastian Hausman. And then Tony Matthews out there, one of the MX-5 guys. So, of course, the MX-5 series not broadcasted here on GSRC, but we do get to see those guys occasionally when they come up and race the Race of Champions.
Tony back there in the 15 car.
So he's used to having fenders, too.
Yes. Which could come in handy with a little bumping and banging. It looks like the exciting corner is, I don't have a corner name for that one, but that right-hander. And there's quite an elevation change down there, Adam, where you really have to go up the hill there on that right-hander that sets up on the back half of the track.
Yeah, you really do, and that's part of the reason, too, that if you miss a shift or you accidentally shift into neutral there, like I have done and we saw Tuan Tran do, it kills you even more, because all of a sudden it's like you got a truck that's not powered that you're trying to bring uphill.
Gravity not helping certainly is the case. All right.
I thought gravity was a myth.
Yeah. Boy, look at that rise there. You can see them going over that. All right. In the number 1 car, David third-degree Burns. Of course, he competed in both the almost called the MX-5 World Tour, the Tony Hayes Cup and Formula Eagle. Out there in front in the very manly little Rainbow Kitty car up there. Pace car is off. Burns gets a good jump. Look at the 181 car of Bastian Hausman trying to get in for second position. He's going to back out. He breaks early. Either that or Hoffeldazen broke late, and a little help.
Back into him.
Yeah, and there's a little bit of a dent back there in the back of Hoffeldazen now. Burns running in third. Tony Matthews watching the show.
What do you like to call that? The popcorn position? Oh, David Burns really slows down. No, those guys just don't slow down. Oh, man. And more contact as Tony Matthews gets squeezed into the wall back there with Bastian Hausman. Bastian Hausman's truck is all sorts tore up.
Oh, Matthews is loose. He gets it straightened out. Usually I would put the blame on the guy who does the punting like Bastian Hausman, but honestly, it looked like Hoffeldazen just came to a stop almost in front of the Hausman. Hausman had nowhere to go. Big separation now between cars. Burns out in front by, a good 20 car lengths over Hoffeldazen, Hausman, and Tony Matthews back there. These guys are just going to try to bring it home now.
Now remember, all these guys are going to race twice here in the fourth place in points at the end of racing twice in their group. If I could talk today, that'd be fantastic. They will be eliminated from the rest of the competition. Third place guys go to the LCQ. Second place guys go to the semifinal. First place guys go to the grand final.
Well, doing all he can do is David third-degree Burns. He kind of misses the apex there of that first corner, but not going to matter. Hoffeldazen back there in second. That'll be a nice points here as they're going to come back. Remember, we will see these 4 guys race against each other in a few minutes, and they will invert it. They come around according to my timing and scoring. I believe this is the white flag lap this time around. And it's David Burns negotiating that final corner. Give him full points for finishing first. Hoffeldazen gets second. Bastian Hausman with a damaged front end gets third. And Tony Matthews able to survive, coming around. He'll get 4th place points. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at the little bumping and banging that went on. Be right on board with Hoffeldazen. He's going to get a shot. Here we go. Now we come with Hausman.
I think Hausman just missed the breaking point, and boom! And then he comes down here. He's going to squeeze Tony Matthews right into the guardrail there. Of course, he didn't have much anywhere to go.
That's on a pretty good shot. One more up. We're going above now. Yeah, you know, you're right. I think what happened was Hofflandaisen got really close to Burns and maybe backed off a little bit so he didn't get in the back of Burns, and Hausman just barreled on in there. Well,
Either
there's
way,
trucks. They can take them.
That's right. It's bottom line is somebody missed their braking point somewhere and just bottled everything up and ended up just being insane there for a few.
Guys enjoying not being in the Skippy. If they were in the Skippy, we would have had no cars finish that race.
Well, one.
Yeah. Edgar Sancinelli gathering up the drivers right now as we go to the D group.
Yeah, we got ourselves a pretty good D group on this one here. This one's going to be Christian Kabenka, Piers Cocky, Jalva Verde, and Kevin Mills. So this ought to be a pretty entertaining one. And Christian Kabenka has been one of the new stars of the Formula Eagle Series. Really watch him over this next season.
Yeah, a lot of talent behind the wheel there of that 19 car. We'll see how he does with this big, heavy car. My gut tells me that he's going to be pretty darn good. Cocky in the 11. Watch out for Jalva Verde as he makes a move on lap number 1.
Lots of dust in that part of the
Boy,
track
look
already.
at that.
That's where a lot of guys were spinning there and kicking dust on the track there in practice. So that very well could impact the tail end of one of these races here, because that is one place where it's really hard to get on the throttle.
And they're not going to clean the track. It's only get more dusty as we go along. They go through the action right-hander just past pit entrance. Need to get everybody gathered up here, as this is going to be the green flag lap. So we want to get, here comes the 11. Here's Cocky getting right behind there. Sancinelli ready to pull off the yellow pace car. Turn over the control of the race to Christian Kabenka. Pretty good jump from Cocky. 19 and 11. Cocky trying to protect that outside line. Let's see if he dives it in deep. He tries to try to pin Kabenka in. Doing so, he's lost momentum now. Now the 5 comes in underneath him, and I think he's going to lose position to Valverde as they go down the back straight. Adam?
Yeah, these guys still pushing hard, getting very close to that right-hander. Is Valverde is off. He put some wheels off. He's trying to blew the braking point. I think he is stuck up on the tire wall. Kabenka's stuck on the tire wall.
And we got a red flag thrown out there. They're going to do that one again. That was a pretty passionate love kiss there from Valverde. We're going to see if we can find it here as we ride on board with Kabenka. Oh, I hope this isn't an expensive camera, because here it comes. Ouch!
Right in the kisser.
All right, now we'll go look at from Pierce's view. As we're hearing from race controls, we look at this. Pierce is going to have a good view of this. Guys involved in the incident are going to be gridded at the back. Boom.
You know, and Kabenka braked late for that to begin with. Like, he was going to be taking a really high line in there, and which makes me think that that we were just going to see a couple of guys end up on pit road because of how late they broke. So that was almost a pretty weird incident right there.
So I was watching the replay. I wasn't sure if anybody came in and picked up a fast repair. The cars look pretty clean. So I think everybody gets a brand new car, and they'll try this again. The only thing different is they will regrid the cars in the order that they were racing. I don't know how many laps are remaining, though. Trying to talk and listen to race control at the same time. I'm not sure if we're going to go a full 3 or if they'll
I just past experience, I bet they go the full 3. And being that they did that at Daytona, I think, on a first lap accident where they had to do this whole little red flag thing. So hopefully that's the case. But I do know that we obviously didn't complete one lap yet. So
Oh, there we go. Well, not completing a lap, that's probably a good indicator.
Yeah, we will just treat it like good old-fashioned Saturday night short track racing at that point.
Yep.
Go back to the last completed lap, which there wasn't one, so we start over. They did say the cars that involved in the incident, obviously, as you can see on your screen, go to the back. So Piers Cocky and Christian Kabenka are going to be starting to the back on this one.
Edgar Sancinelli, the pace
No,
car
they
driver,
just said
says-
2 laps. 2 laps.
2 laps, okay. Sancinelli wishes them good luck on this one. Here we go. So we're coming around 2 to go here. So this will be white flag next time around. Come
So
around-
green, white, checker.
Yep. Sancinelli pulls him off, gives it over to Valverde. Valverde with a good jump. Kevin Mills is going to be able to slot into second in the 452 machine. 19 is Kabenka trying to get in there. Kabenka tries to stick a nose in, does a good job of backing out. He says, I can do this next lap. Boy, it is dusty over there, and Mills gets really loose coming around the sand, but he's going to be able to hold on to second position, watching the whole thing from last place, Piers Cocky. Now they come into the action
Kabenka gets into
right-hander.
him. And then Cocky's back into Kabenka. They're 3 wide going through there.
They keep it going straight. The big loser out of that one is Piers Cocky. He lost most of the momentum. Kevin Mills able to hold on to his. Oh, Kevin!
loose.
The 452,
Don't
he gets it
ask me
straight.
how he hung on to that. I have no idea.
Some great racing going on for second. Yeah, Valverde saying, go at it, boys. I got the win right now. One more time around. This is Mills. Look at Kabenka trying to outbrake him. He does a good job. A little bit of a tap. Nope. Now he gets the drive off. This is Kabenka. I think he has the racing line as they go through the sand.
Mills gets down on the power a lot better than what Kabenka does, so he had to make up some ground. Now Kabenka's still sliding around in that dust and dirt over there. They head to that right-hander.
Cocky took a shortcut through the beach. There has to be a slowdown penalty. He's going to be removed from this. Cocky still bumping and banging. I don't think he's actually going to be able to finish. He's got to pay the price of the slowdown penalty. I think Kabenka is going to get second. Mills third. Cocky first, but way out in front, the winner, João Valverde.
Piers, I'm going to read this right from Liam Quinn. Piers running Rallycross a season earlier than anyone else. I love it. I love it. But that was an exciting race.
As we finish up the Group D, that was the most fun. It took him 2 tries at it, but that was fun to. Here we go. We can take a look at a little bit of Rallycross here from Piers Cocky. Here he goes. And through the beach. And look at the run he gets up here. It was
And
a
then him
fast,
and Mills just bang on each other for the next 2 corners after that.
that was a fast racing one. I don't know if you can do that one. Okay, that finishes the first round all the way through as we have our 4 winners. So now we're going to see it one more time with inverted grids. And they're already out on the track. So quickly, Adam, who we got?
All right, we've got Liam Quinn, then Vincent Brem, Eric Lukel, and Euro Num. So Euro Num starting in the back in this one. You'll be looking for him to get a good jump. And in case you're seeing some random leaves on a vehicle, that is Vincent Brem. He is making Don Runkle Jr. from Premier Racing League very proud right now.
That's the Jamaican maple leaf, I'd like to call it.
Ah, there you go. I don't know what that is, to tell you the truth. Can't confirm nor deny anything. But Liam Quinn out there in our other pink car with, I think that's a horse's snout on the hood. I'm not quite sure.
In the 44, a big hay on the side of his car and on the back.
Thinking about old Mr. Ed. Yes, Soup. I do know who Mr. Ed is.
Of course you do.
It's a horse, of course.
See, I set that up for you. Okay, they come around here, the final corner, and we're going to get this going. The idea is to have enough points to not finish last. Liam Quinn looking to get something going on after his bad first round. Santinelli pulls the pace car over, gives the control of the race over to the number 44 machine. Great jump from Quinn. He leaves them all behind. Vincent Brame now in a battle with Lukel on the inside going into one. I think Lukel's going to be in good shape. Brame's going to fall back, and here comes Errol Numb. He wants some of that too. And Numb is really going to challenge a little bit of pushing. Numb elbows his way through. Let's move Vincent Brame from second position all the way back to last.
Yeah, right now Liam Quinn really needs to hit his marks. He has to score as many points as he possibly can here. Vincent Brim into the back of Euro Numb there in the back. It makes Euro take a little bit of a wide line. In fact, you get one part of that corner wrong, you're going to get the other part of it wrong as well. And that really cost him a lot of time. But Liam Quinn right now doing his best to try to outpace Eric Lukel.
One lap down, doing what he needs to do is Mr. Excitement, Liam Quinn, as he comes around in first, Lukel in second. Numb, the winner of the first round, has moved up to third. Vincent Bream back in fourth. Vincent needs to score some points. He only finished third last time and a fourth place here. That's going to be tough, especially with Liam Quinn out there in the lead. It could be the end of the racing afternoon for Vincent Bream unless he can get some points in. Up in front, the battle for the lead gets a little closer.
Yeah, but just not close enough yet for Eric Lukel here, as these guys are getting pretty close to taking that white flag here in just a moment.
Liam Quinn, nothing between him and advancing now. He just got to negotiate the last circuit around the track. Lukel trying to close up behind him as they race 1, 2, 3. That includes Errol Numb. Long out of the picture is Vincent Brame. They come through the sweeping left-hander. They go by the beach that Pierce Cockey went through the action right-hander. Oh,
Lukel got a great run.
Boy, he sure did, and he's right there. Quinn needs every point he can get as he negotiates this final right-hander. It's got to get a good bite off of here. We may have a race to the checkered line, to the start-finish line. Looks like Quinn's going to get there. Lukel's going to take second. Numb will get third. And Vincent Bream is going to get last. Doing the math off the top of my head, that might be the end of the racing for Vincent Bream.
I do believe that is going to be the case. He only scored 1 point in that previous round, and so that's going to leave him with only 1 point total. So it is end of the night for Vincent Bream.
A win and a third from Errol Numb. We'll see how that plays out if he's able to advance. As we're looking, I'm looking at the updated timing and scoring right now. It looks to me, as they're updating it as we go along, we'll come back and try to get you that one as they start to grid up here for Group B. Multitasking here, watching the scoring update, and we can tell you who is going to advance while we wait to see the drivers line up for this next group, which will include the Tuan Tran and Ludwig Sauer.
So I think that would put, for the previous one, Euro Numb will go straight to the final. Liam Quinn winning that semifinal. I think he'll go to the so it'll be a tie at the top, between Euro Numb and Eric Lukel, because Eric Lukel finished second in the first one too. So it depends on how they want to do the tiebreaker. But Liam Quinn, despite scoring a full 3 points and winning that one, he will be going to the LCQ, but at least he still gets a chance to try to race.
As they start to line up, as I'm looking at them update the scoring there, I think Adam did a pretty good job of telling you how that's going to fare out. Numb and Lukel both with 4 points. I believe Numb's probably going to get the nod on that as he had a win. I'm not just going to assume that. But meanwhile, the next group is out on the track, I believe.
Yep, so this next group is going to consist of, I got to find it here. They've been talking the last few seconds out there. Okay, so this next group is going to be Andy Bonar starting up front, Roger Pricken, and then Tuan Tran and Ernie Ludwig, Ludwig Sauer. I don't know, where did I get Ernie Ludwig from? He's a Pack Rangers driver. But Ludwig Sauer will be out there as well. So this guys will be getting ready to hammer down and be looking for Tuan Tran be coming up from the field back.
And our
I
winner,
can't talk today, Soup.
Yeah, that's all right. Join the club. Our winner was Ludwig Sauer, as he'll be starting back there in that final spot. The man who needs to pick up the points, Andy Bonar. He was shut out in the first race, but he'll be on the pole in that number 6 machine. They work through the right-hander, come up the rise behind Edgar Sanchinelli in the 8 car. Got to give a tip of the hat to Edgar. He has not rolled the pace car so far. Congratulations. This is really, really important for Bernard to get a good jump. And boy, as soon as Sanchinelli takes the car off track, Bernard says, I'm going. Fritkin drops into second. Tran trying to defend the inside line on Sauers. They go too wide through that corner. It looks like Tran, look at the drive though that Sauers going to get off the back, not able to do it. They slot into the same order that they gridded up in.
Starting position looking like it's going to be very important as we go through these races, especially if Bonar can peel off another 4th to 1st, but he's going to have Roger Pricken all over the rear bumper of that Chevy Silverado, but that's going to cause Roger Pricken to run a little bit wide there, and he's got Tuan Tran right back there all over his back bumper as well. Now Ludwig Sauer is going to get an inside look at Tuan Tran as Tuan gets a little bit loose.
I think Sauer's in good position. He has the preferred spot. A little bit of momentum, though, from the 12 from Tran, but I don't think so.
Oh, this is exactly what Andy Bonar wants to see. He wants to see those 3 guys go at it right now.
Tran loses a spot, dropping back to 4th. Sauer moves up one, getting loose in front of him was Pritkin. That's going to give the momentum to the 17 car, and he's blowing by. Sauer comes from 4th position, now racing in 2nd. Boy, look at the accordion effect back there. Oh, and getting loose out in front was your leader, Sauer.
Again. I think he missed his shift again, or somebody did it again, like Tuan Tran did in the first race. I think that just happened to Bonar.
That's Bonar, I apologize, not Sauer. Bonar really slow out of that corner. Now, that's going to bring Sauer right in with him.
Tran's around. I don't think he hit anything ultimately, but that's going to put him in 4th.
Yeah, that was a self-spin from the 12 car. Tran just lost it. He's going to have actually, he's got to worry a little bit now about points. He only had a 2nd place finish the first time out. But right now, the man who's happy is Andy Bonar up in front. He locks him up, coming to that action right-hander. Oh, that's going to open the door. Here he comes. It's the number 17 of Sauer trying to make the move. He's going to give it back. Bonar able to hang on. Sauer in 2nd. Pritkin might have a run here as he gets through that final corner. I don't think it's going to happen. They're going to finish in that order. Bonar, Sauer, and Pritkin way off the pace is Tuan Tran.
It's like Tuan was just kind of sitting there waiting for him.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're going to see a lot of stuff like that. These guys just having fun here tonight. We're going to take a look at Tuan Tran's spin there just a moment ago. And you'll see just the back end break loose. A little bit of contact there between him and Roger Pricken. And then, see, Roger gets loose, and then he comes off the corner here, just gets on the throttle a little bit too hard, and able to half spin it without getting into that concrete wall right there. So, overall, not a good finish for Tuan Tran. We'll have to see where he ultimately shakes out here. I do think that once we see the point staying started, I think he is going to be in possibly 3rd in that group.
Yeah, I think it looks like Sauer is going to win that, and Andy Bonar is going to come in 2nd with 3 points. Looks like there's a tie, 2 points each for Tran and Pritkin, but Pritkin had a win, I think. We'll see how that plays out as they start to update.
Okay, so we'll get to that here in a second. This next group is going to be we're going to start with Tony Matthews up there. He's going to bring these guys down to the flag here in just a moment. Alongside of him, Bastian Hausman and Mikhail Hoffendazen, and then David 3rd Degree Burns back there in the pink car with a cat on the hood.
Pink car with a cat on the hood. They continue to work on the points. I can't tell you yet if Tran or Pritkin is going to advance.
I think with the the tie procedure, the head tiebreaker procedure that Liam Quinn put in chat a few minutes ago, I think that's going to go to Tuan Tran.
Okay.
So Roger Perkins' night is going to be done despite that just crazy race there and hanging on to that truck.
So now it's time for the C group. Tony Matthews looking to score some points. He's in the 15 car. Did not have a good opening round. Boy, Adam, so much depends on the good drive off and getting the lead into the first corner than trying to hold it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, in starting position, track position is going to be everything here, it looks like, as we were just talking about a minute ago, because I think that every guy that has started on the pole of his heat has gone on to win here so far tonight. I don't think there's been an exception to that yet.
Start to sort out
Except the first one with Tuan Tran. I don't think Tuan wasn't able to come away with that one. That's been the only exception, excuse me.
They weren't lined up very clean, but they get it going. Tony Matthews gets the jump. Boy, Hausman was really late getting up next to Matthews. Going to give him a big jump. In fact, Hausman is going to lose.
Ooh, Matthews gets really loose right in front of the field right there. Hangs on, but he's got Hoffendazen all over the back of him right now.
And another little hello from Hoffendazen. He is really working him, and he pushes him off. I don't know if they're going to restart that one or not, but there's the position for Hoffendazen. A little bit of encouragement there. I don't know how they're going to score that. So let's move Hoffendazen up into the lead. Hausman now, and Hausman is loose as they get together. Hausman and Burns. Matthews sorts through the carnage in front of him, takes over second, waiting to see if they're going to go and restart this one. Michael Hoffendazen waiting for, hey, are we going to the red flag yet? No news yet. Michael asks again.
Liam Quinn says, carry on.
Yes, indeed.
Carry on, my wayward son.
And that's good news for our heat leader right now, which would be, get this sorted out. I guess that's Tony Matthews well out in front. Oh, it's Hoffendazen. That's right. Matthews made his way. Hoffendazen is so far in front, I didn't have him on my screen.
Which I think that right now, with Bastian Hausman, I think that would give the tiebreaker. Now, I'm not wrong on this. I think it'll be a tie if they finish where they're at right now between him and Tony Matthews and Bastian Hausman. I think the tiebreaker would go to Tony Matthews with a better finish in this race, but I can't be 100% sure. We'll have to find out.
Hoffendazen negotiates that tough right-hander. He finished second in the first heat. He's going to get the win here. He will certainly advance and probably come out as the round winner. Second place is going to go to Matthews. Matthews had a 0 the first time through. He'll pick up second place points. Hausman comes across. He finished third. He'll get, or second the first time through. He'll pick up third place points. And then Burns. All right, we're going to take a look at some of the stuff going on. This is the love tap. I put that mile lead from Hoffendazen. And there you go. Boy, the love tap at him was a long ways back, but he just couldn't slow it down. Now this is Burns. And this is Burns and Hausman getting together. And there's the wall joining the party.
Okay, so it did come down that Tony Matthews will be moving on. Bastian Hausman's night is done.
It ended when he met the wall. So we got through groups A, B, and C. Kids, if you know your alphabet, you can probably figure out that we are on group D now.
All right, so here when these guys get out and going here, we're going to start with Pierce Cockey up front. Alongside him will be Kevin Mills, then Christian Kabenka, and then Jalva Verde. Grab great run there by Zhao in that last heat there with this group. So now he's got to put his money where his mouth is, so to speak, and try to bring it home and move on to the next round.
And they give the okay to Sancinelli as Edgar takes them out. This is the all-important Group D, the final heat of the initial rounds here of the heat races. Heat number 8. The driver in need of points is Pierce Cockey, your pole sitter. He had a last place finish the first round. Up there sitting on the pole right now. Mills outside of him. Kabanka inside of row 2.
And we know Pierce Cockey has a fast truck. He's got to get out in front here right away. It's going to be a winner done, I think, for him.
Also, the drivers are all watching as well, and they are learning racecraft as it goes along. Pierce has seen this done. Well, he wasn't able to watch his own heat, but he was able to watch everybody else. He's seen it 6 times before. David Burns out there doing a little bit of Scooby-Doo singing from the race control.
The being serenaded by David Third Degree Burns.
That's it. I'm sure that's going to help the driver's concentration.
Now I got the Scooby-Doo theme in my head, though. That's not good for the rest of the show.
All right, let's see if these guys can line up a little bit better than the Group C guys did. They were a little bit unorganized back there behind Sancinelli. Pulls the car up. Look at sneaking back there, trying to get a jump, but it's not going to happen. Pierce Cockey gets a great one. Kevin Mills is trying to lay back, get a little momentum. He's not going to get there, but there's a nice battle back in behind. The 18 car ducking down. Is he going to tap him? He should not. He rolls him.
We have our first rollover of the night.
Kevin Mills still going straight. That probably could be to his disadvantage, as I don't think they're going to bring out the red flag. So,
Pierce Cockey could just run the rest of this race clean. But you know, Christian Kabanka, he's fast. He'll get up there if he can. He's not afraid to use that fender.
Cockey is going to get credited with leading the first lap. Kabanka in second. Your first round winner, Bavardi, back there in third. So Mills, I believe, with only 1 point in the opening round and probably picking up a 0 here, I think Kevin's day is probably done. Cockey able to... My goodness, boy, they really have the cars get so loose around that corner. We ride on board with Kabanka right now in third position, looking ahead at, or second, looking ahead at Cockey.
I think that corner is so tight that you're on the edge of the grip limit for the tires, even trying to go 25, 30 miles an hour around that corner. Here's Cockey, almost loses it right there. Hang on to it, buddy.
Is that a first gear corner, Adam? That type right-hander?
Yeah, it's definitely first gear. You're spending most of your time around here in first and second gear, and you know, on the longer straights, you breathe into third a little bit.
Back for second. Kabanka is now in a hunt, but Bavardi's right there if he wants to put the pressure on. Probably hard for these drivers to do the math right now, but Bavardi, knowing that he has a win earlier. And that'll do it. Oh, I lost track of the laps there, so let's go ahead and give our winner here, if I can remember who it was. Pierce Cockey gets the win. Second place, Kabanka. Bavardi gets third. Mills is going to be the last place driver. And now we're going to take a quick replay here and look at this. I imagine this is going to be the rollover.
Kabanka dove it in there, jumped the curb, and tags Kevin Mills just right to turn him on his lid real quick.
So that completes the
Valverde
first
should have
round.
a good view of you. Whoop! There he goes. Good view of the underside of that truck. Good view of the underside.
Another thing these guys aren't used to. You really can't do that in the Skippy. That probably would end your day there. But so there you see the celebration going on. And that completes the 8 rounds here, the opening heats. We believe the drivers that are not advancing, if I can do this off, looks like Vincent Bream is done. We decided that Roger Pripkin, I think, is through. Tony Matthews and Hausman. Oh, Hausman is done, we decided. And go ahead, Adam.
Yeah, I was going to say Hausman was the one that was done
Hausman
there.
and Mills is gone. So we'd like to thank them for participating.
So that's going to set up the LCQ for this will also, by the way, be our last 4-vehicle race. Everything else from here on out will be 6 vehicles. You'll have Piers Cockey, Liam Quinn, Bastian Hausman, and Tony Matthews and Tuan Tran in that.
Yeah, all the third place drivers.
Well, hold on. There's probably an error here. We got to get a hold of race control.
It looks like Tran is getting the call. And they start to gather up. Sancinelli has gathered up who he wants. It is Quinn. Well, on the pole, it looks like it's going to be Cockey, Quinn, Hausman. Hausman is alive, and Tran.
Yeah, trying to figure out here real quick.
Yeah, Matthew did not get the tiebreaker apparently. Yeah, we're looking at this. It looks like we're trying to figure it out too. Matthews finished in a tie for third with Hausman, and Matthews did not get the tiebreaker as Hausman is out there right now.
Well, at least Hausman's out there right now, but it still has in our master sheet here from race control, it still has Matthews. But I guess they're going to give it to Hausman.
Okay. So far, though, I do like the new format. Even though a little buggy here, we're still getting used to it. But I like the way they did this one. A little easier to follow along. And the races seem to tie in one to another more than they did in the old format where it was just a round robin. Look at the sand out on the track right now. My gosh.
Well, we saw now all these guys we know have shown some speed at one point or another here for tonight, and all have brought home beat-up trucks at one point or another here for tonight. So I think we're getting ready to see a little bit more action.
All right, the goal is to finish in the top 2. If you finish in the top 2, we're going to see it in the very next round coming up, the semifinal. Here's Cockey in the prize front row. Boy, the 11 gets a great jump. The 44 is going to tuck in behind of Liam Quinn, Cockey out in front. Hausman in third inside of his Mama Jean Racing teammate of Tuan Tran.
Hausman just trying to get to that back bumper of Burns, and it's going to cost him a lot of time. In fact, he might lose the spot here to Tuan Tran. Excuse me, Liam Quinn. They're both driving pink trucks here for tonight as Bastian Hausman decides he's going to take a trip through the beach.
And up front, there's the spin. Look at this. Now, Cockey is in the wall in the 11 car, and he's going to fall back to last place. Oh, and I see the pace cars rolling. Here comes Edgar Sancinelli.
I think he's just getting back onto pit road after that.
No, I guess you're right. I think we're going to stay green. So as I scroll through looking for our leader now is going to be... Is it Liam Quinn? Yeah, Quinn out in front by quite a distance. Tran in second. He was able to come from the last place starting position. He's ahead of Hausman by about 30 car lengths, and way back is Cockey. We'll have a replay of that incident with that Cockey in trouble from the front. Right, well, we'll get this after the finish, after the heat is done. Quinn comes across. See the white flag this time by, I believe. looks like Quinn and Tran are in the transfer positions. Houseman too back to have any kind of damage going on there, to make any kind of damage, and Pierce Cocky just going to try to complete the course. So Christmas comes early to Liam Quinn. He manages to get the car in gear through that final right-hander. Now here's the final sweeping right-hander right here. Nothing but the checkered flag in front of him. Uh-oh, Tran took a little bit of an off. Tran is sideways. He's got to get it gathered up. Meanwhile, our winner is Quinn. Tran able to get it gathered up in front of Houseman, who is also loose. But he knows it really doesn't matter, as Cocky is going to get third position as he crosses the turn finish line in the German Tundra. All right, let's go back and look at this incident that got Pierce in trouble here. We're right on board.
I think he just blew the braking point going into this. You could see him go up that fast left-hander. And next thing you know, he's staring at tire wall right in the face.
Nobody to blame on that one but himself, and then had a hard time getting the car out of the tires. And by the time he got it going in the right direction, he was in fourth. He comes across in third. And here we're going to look at Tuan Tran. This is for Tran in second. He was able to make the spin. My God, boy, he almost rolled the car. He was able to spin it, get it gathered up, come home in second, able to advance, along with Liam Quinn. Well, we said goodbye to Bastian Houseman before, and he came back, but this time, Adam, I'm pretty sure that Houseman is done.
Yeah, his night's done this time. But that does set up for a pretty good semifinal here that we're going to start here in just a moment once the cars start coming back on track. João Valverde, Eric Lukl, Andy Bonar, David Burns, Liam Quinn, and Tuan Tran will be your 6 trucks that we'll have out there. Yes, that's right, 6. And 6 guys that are going to be pretty dang fast. So
these are all the drivers who finished second in the points, plus the 2 that advanced from the last chance qualifier. And looking down there, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 6 cars gathered up right now. They're trying to figure out who gets that last position. It's going to be Tuan Tran. And Edgar Sancinelli leads them away. Valverde's going to get credited with the pole. Outside of him is going to be Lukl. Again, the top 2 cars advance. So right now, Lukl and Valverde in the transfer positions. Watch that number 6 car of Andy Bonar. He had a bad opening heat, but then did much better the second time. He would like to just pick up 1 position if he could and get to the A main. David Third Degree Burns out there in the little rainbow kitty car, number 1. He's got some work to do. He's got to pick up 2 spots. And then guys that are just happy to be racing back there, Liam Quinn and Tuan Tran able to advance from the last chance qualifier. Valverde racing in both the Tony Hayes Cup and Formula Eagle. Eric Lukl, a longtime veteran of Absolute Beginners. Good to see him out there. This is the semifinal. 1 more race after this one. The top 2 advance to go up against the 4 winners of the heat rounds. Sancinelli with a big lead now in the pace car. Laying back is Valverde. Yao knows what he wants to do here in the 5. He's got a strategy. He is way back. He's got the guys bunched up. 5 waits. Sancinelli accelerates, pulls the car in. Valverde gets a great jump. Lukl on the outside. He's being challenged by the 6. Bonar trying to dive it in there, but he can't. Now,
Scooby-Doo, where are you?
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo in the front.
Burns in the 1 has a pretty good drive down the back straight. He's trying to make up 1 position on Bonar. He's got to hurry. If he wants to get up, he's got to make quick work of Bonar. Can't do that. They are single file all the way back to 6. They go through the action right-hander. Let's see how they do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All 6 cars through clean. Oh, Burns really working on Bonar. He gets him a little bit squirrely. Bonar keeps it going straight. They come down to cross the finish line for the first time. Valverde out in front. Lucal with a good lead behind. The front two cars comfortable where they are right now. The action is the number one car of Burns. He loses some momentum as he tries to get around Bonar. That's going to put him back into the clutches of Mr. Excitement, Liam Quinn.
Oh, Java Verde's loose going into the action right-hander. That's going to allow Lucal to get alongside him. They're side by side going through there.
Careful, boys. You're in the transfer spot. And oh, my goodness, getting really loose was Lucal. He's able to gather it up. He loses momentum. They're going to be able to hang on to their position. Meanwhile, Quinn has moved up into third position. Bonar and Burns are way in the back. Quinn has a chance of advancing here. Liam Quinn was able to make up a toe. He's losing 44s. A tank slapper as he tries to close in on the back of Eric Lucal. They come around. I've lost count of my laps. I'm not sure if this is the white flag lap. We are on the white flag lap here. So they come around, according to my calculation, the final time this will do it. It looks like advancing is going to be Yal Valverde. Eric Lucal is going to advance in second. A great effort from Liam Quinn. Not fast enough to get there. And then Trans spins it across in fourth. Let's see if we can maybe go, would it be lap one? The action right-hander, I'm not sure if we're able to find that one. That's where all the excitement happened. Our director's going to see what he can find for us. Lap two, okay, here we go. This is lap two. This is it coming up here. That was a little different here, but let's take a look at this one. Okay, this is Valverde up in front. Whoa, what a great camera angle. What a great shot that was. Look at Valverde and Lucal as they go side by side. Valverde able to hold off. Well, Adam, boy, it seems like we just got started and here we are.
Yeah, pretty much. And really quick format. I like this. But now to start things off with, we're going to go ahead and now I believe we go to 4 laps here for this this final race along with 6 trucks. So, and it is a stacked field here for this next one. We'll have Ludwig Sauer, Mikhail Haffeldazen, Christian Kabanka, Euro Num, João Valverde, Eric Lucal. It's going to be a pretty exciting, I think, 6-truck race here.
I hope Errol Num was wearing some type of jacket or something to stay warm because he hasn't raced since the second round of the second round of the heats. He's had to sit out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds here. First time he's been out in a long time. Of course, all these winners had to wait for all the other last chance and the semifinal to sort themselves out. So now here it is. Season 11, the Race of Champions, comes down to 4 laps. And for the first time in one of these ones, we have Errol Num in there, Adam, with a real chance to get the crown here.
That's right. So he's going to be looking for it here, and we know he's got a fast truck, and we know he's got some speed. I mean, heck, he led practice by like 0.3 of a second. So he can definitely have a very good chance here, but it's going to be up to Haffeldazen and Ludwig Sauer. How about Ludwig Sauer being up there? Pretty much being the P1 guy out of all this here tonight so far. So, but it's going to be up to him and Haffeldazen to get a really good start here because track position apparently is everything here. You want a clean truck at the end of this thing.
Out there in the Titanic car, yet to hit the iceberg. 4 more laps if he can avoid the iceberg. Get himself a checkered flag here. Michael Haffeldazen outside of him in row 1. The guys in row 2 are really going to have to work. My goodness, look at the names back there. Kabanka and Errol Num. And don't forget about the guys who just qualified, came through. Yal Valverde and Eric Lucal. These guys know the track conditions. You know, when you think about it, it's a lot sandier since the last time Errol Num was out there.
Yeah, so watch for the slow speed corners with him.
Yep.
You know, watch how well he's able to get back on the gas. But it's Euro Num at the same time. He'll adjust.
Directions coming. They're asking everybody to slow down coming up the hill to make sure the guys in the back can catch up. They want all 6 cars bunched together. San Chanelli, Hoffland-Dazen looking for some type of cash prize for being a good gridding up nicely. Not going to happen. San Chanelli pulls them off. Boy, they are nicely formed up behind him. Oh, look at the jump from Hoffland-Dazen. Uh-oh. Are they going to let that one stand? Boy, he went. Ludwig Sauer is now in second. Hoffland-Dazen really got the jump. It's 1 car in front and then a hornet's nest of 5 behind. Go through the final. They're working. They're going to let that start stand. Oh, look at this!
Christian Gabenka gets into him.
Oh,
The chaos here at the action right-hander. They're going to restart this race.
now, if I didn't know better, I would have think Christian was saying.
Okay.
They're
They're actually going to say a restart because of the jump start. So we're going to do all 4 laps again.
And honestly, I think that Kabanka's little punt there came after that announcement was made. Yeah. Here it comes then. And they're talking over about to Michael Hoffland-Dazen and says, I just went when the pace car pulled in. And they said, no. Oh, and here's our safety car flip. We finally had one. He waited to the last round. Come on, Edgar, roll it for us. Thank you, Edgar.
There we go.
Oh, and he lands and he sticks the landing.
Hey, we'll give that landing an 8.
Oh, looks like they're gonna penalize Hoffland-Dazen. They're gonna move him back. I'm hearing talks about that. Yep,
Yeah, so that's gonna move. If it's normal, that's gonna move Euro Num up to being alongside Ludwig Sauer, I believe. Oh no, okay, they're just gonna move everybody. So that's gonna put Christian Gabenka alongside of him.
Hoffland-Dazen, a good sport. Remember, this is all in fun. He's not happy about it, but it's all kind of in jest as he accepts his penalty. And he goes back to the back.
This is going to be some fireworks. With Kabenka starting up there, we know he's got a fast truck and he's not afraid to use that bumper.
And to move the Roland Estonia now to the inside lane, which is important, as he's going to be in 3rd position. All right, we'll start it over. 4 laps. It is the Race of Champions here in the Absolute Beginners League Season 11. And we can announce that the T's have been crossed and the I's have been dotted, and Global Sim Racing Channel expects to be back in a couple weeks to start up round 12 of Formula League. More on that one later. Right now, let's wrap up this Race of Champions. 4 laps to go.
No, they're going to do all 4 laps again here.
Yep. A brand new, fresh start. So here we go. And Sawyer gets the jump this time. Looks a little more legitimate. Sawyer, Kabanka drops into 2nd. Errol Num slots into 3rd. Verde in 4th. They are 2 wide behind that.
It's good run going into that corner, though.
They are 3 wide from the back. In the back, the number 2 car trying to squeeze his way through. That is Lukel. Lukel having a great run as he is up a couple more spots. They continue to fight. Are they going to touch? They do. They bang. Get it wound up, boys. So far, so good. Boys, that's some great racing going on. This is all going on behind the leader, which is Sauer. The number 2 car still has somebody. He's had somebody alongside of him the whole time, and that's Lukel. Finally, he loses a spot. Now he has Hoffland-Dazen coming in. That's a battle for 4th position. right on board with the Rolling Estonian in third position, looking ahead. Trying to duck that in there, was trying to see if he could make a run on Kabanka. He's got to get this done quickly if he wants to get up to Sauer, who's out in front.
We've got an accident in the back. We got a truck go over. And Piers Cocky has managed to find himself on top of a tire wall again.
Cocky got together with Lukel and they spin. We'll come back and get that one in a minute. Meanwhile, up in front, Errol Num is trying to find a way around. A little bit of a tap. He keeps the car going straight, and that is Kabanka, but these guys are really starting to close on Sauer. Sauer has to really hustle as he's got 2 more laps to go after this time around. The 78 machine, he's racing his familiar number. That is the Roland Estonian, trying to find his way around Kabanka. All the bumping and banging back there for second has allowed Sauer to get out in front. The penultimate lap. Now Num with a good drive off of the right-handers. They work their way through the beach section here. Right on board with Kabanka. Num is going to have the position. He moves up to second. Kabanka has fallen way back. White flag lap. Sawyer with about a 3-car length lead.
Euro Num is within reach if he can just get a couple of good corners here.
Within a dive bomb reach. Boy, he really works it. Let's see how he's pushing in here. Errol Num gets as close as he can. He's close enough to tap him if he wants to. He's about 1 car length back. He's got to stay tight. Boy, he made up a ton of time through the action right-hander. 1 corner to go. What kind of drive can the 78 car? Boy, the truck is really loose. Num tries to get the power down, but it's not going to happen. Season 11, Race of Champions goes to Ludwig Sauer. Num gets second. The Verde is going to take third. Lukel, Kabanka, Hofflandaisen.
And I gotta apologize. I said Piers Cocky flipped earlier. It was not Piers. He actually wasn't in the race. He's just resting up there on top of the tire barrier. As far as the accident back there, which happened, was Mikhail Hofflandaisen and whoever he was racing with just a little while ago.
And we think we found this one. This was back in battle for about 4th position.
Yeah, it's that black truck there. Lukel, Zarek Lukel. And I think Lukel's the one that went over.
And now we're going to look at, this is the important one. This is Kabanka when he was in 2nd spot. That's Num behind him. And he just took it in as hot as he could. And then got turned. Oh, that was a fun event. And just from my own personal opinion, I like the new format. I think this format was outstanding.
Yeah, it really was a good time here, and you know, I've never seen a race on this particular format of track arrangement at Nürburgring. This is a fun little track.
It is it's a nice under a mile worth of excitement. I love that corner. Love that right-hand corner. What we're going to do right now on the Global Sim Racing channel, we're going to take a short break. Then we'll come back and we'll talk to some of the drivers and see how what their expectations are for coming up for Season 12 and how they felt about Season 11 and this event. Back in a few. Welcome back to the Global Sim Racing Channel's coverage of the Absolute Beginners League Season 11 Race of Champions. And man, I hope you guys enjoyed watching as much as Adam and I enjoyed covering it, because it was a ton of fun. We look forward to this event every round, every season. And our winner, we're not going to run down the standings for you, but we can give you at least our champion here today. And it was Ludwig Sauer. Congratulations to him for a great event that he put on. And I believe, is he in the interview room there, Adam?
He is.
Let's go ahead and
drag
let you
him
talk
down
to
here.
him.
We'll let you talk to him, Soup.
Okay. There we go. We bring him. Ludwig, it's Soup here. Congratulations on the Race of Champion trophy. Whoops, do we have a copy here from Ludwig? Let's start. There he is. There we go. We got you now. Can you hear me? That's okay.
Loud and clear.
What a fun event. Did you have a good time?
Oh man, these events are the best. It's really worth driving the league for and doing all the races and just staying on track and getting the positions just to get into the Race of Champions. I really enjoy this race.
Tell me about, now, first of all, Adam and I both thought the car combination and the track was just outstanding. And we particularly loved that right-hander at the end of the back straight where it's a sharp right-hander and you have to go up the hill. That's one fun corner.
Oh yeah, it's a great corner. When we were practicing before, we called it the corner everybody misses, because on your first lap, everybody drives straight into the pits. And only on your second lap, you actually make the corner. It's a great corner.
Now, I know you raced early on because you had to sit out there for a while because you were a winner in the opening round, so you had to wait for the last chance qualifier and the semifinal to get done. A lot of sand came out there. Did the track get was it any different from how you raced the first time?
No, not really. These cars are already quite difficult on the power, so the sand did not really change that.
Well, first of all, congratulations. I believe you had a third place finish over there in the Tony Hayes Cup this thing in the Points Championship. So congratulations on that. Let's talk in the future. Will we be seeing you coming up here in a couple weeks when Season 12 gets underway?
I sure hope so.
All right. Thanks for putting on a good show. Congratulations on a good Season 11 and a great performance here today.
Thank you, guys. Great broadcast. Thank you.
Ludwig Sauer, our winner here of the Season 11 Race of Champions. How about we give a chance to Mikkel Hoflandaisen? Let's go ahead and bring Mikkel in here. Mikkel, you have a copy?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear, Soup.
Did you have fun?
Yeah, I had fun, but could have been more fun.
Well, let me, first of all, for what it's worth, compliment you on a great start to start the main event, at least for a little while.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, apparently I did a jump start. As a racing driver, I'm going to say no, I did not. But yeah, I'm going to let that one slip because it's a fun event. So
yeah, we mentioned it in the broadcast. You complained, but it was kind of a complaint in jest. It was kind of a half-hearted, almost kidding type of argument that you made, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a fun event, so
right.
I don't really take it 100% like I would in the Formula Nigo, but it still would be fun to finish on top. But yeah, it's fun anyways.
Have you driven the truck ever before this event? I'm going to bet that you had never been in this car before this event.
Didn't we talk about this the last race?
No, I don't. Oh, that's right. I do remember that. Yes. You have a little experience, don't you?
Yeah, one race. And I got taken out.
You got to forgive Soup, memory and all.
Getting old, yeah. Adam, go ahead.
Yeah.
Now, the main thing that I like to think about with these Race of Champions events is, you've only a couple weeks removed from the end of the last season. We're only a couple weeks away from the new season. Do you look at this, even though it's a fun event, to help you build and keep momentum going into next season?
Both yes and no. Like, I always feel like driving a car always makes me faster in any ways, but still, as I don't take it as 100% serious, I don't know. But I'm going to say yes.
Oh, that's really the only question I had today, Sue.
Well, before we let you go, let's coming up season 12. Are you going to be teamed up with your partner again, Andrew Leach? Is Am Racing going to make another assault at the team championship? You going to be back in Formula Eagle?
Yeah, of course. Me and Andrew is gonna take it this year.
All right. We'll look forward to that. It starts up in a couple weeks. Congratulations, and get out of the truck now. Get back in that open cockpit where you belong.
Yeah, I like the skipping more.
Okay, there you have it. Mikael Hofland days, and it was an entertaining run here today. That's going to wrap it up for our coverage here on the Global Sim Racing channel of this event. We'd like to thank Absolute Beginner Leagues for organizing Formula Eagle and for contracting with GSRC to broadcast it. Thanks to the company's equipment and software that you've seen on the screen right now that we use on the broadcast. And special thanks to Eric Ekholm and Casey Lalonde for providing the background music used throughout the broadcast today. See the screen for how to contact them. And now if my partner has the script open, it's time for him.
How did you know I closed it and had to quickly reopen it? All right, this concludes GSRC's Season 11 coverage of the Absolute Beginners League. We are happy to announce, I love this series, that GSRC will be back for a season for a 12th season of Formula Eagle starting in 2 weeks. No rest for the weary. We're keeping going with the every 2 weeks thing, starting September 24th at Watkins Glen. We're going to try to squeeze in this next season before the end of the year. If you'd like to find out more about GSRC, including dates and times for all upcoming broadcasts, your best bet is globalsimracingchannel.com. We're also on Twitter at GSR Channel and Facebook at /Global Sim Racing Channel.
So with that said, on behalf of all the GSRC crew, myself, Adam Young, and our director Joe Peak, Dougie Beard, our camera artist, I'd like to thank all of you for watching. And we're off to have fun storming the castle now. So until next time, race clean, race hard, and we'll see you on the track.